Hey guys, what's up? We're here with a timeless reading. Welcome. Okay, we have a lot coming out here. I'm looking at Five of Swords, Ace of Swords. I'm seeing you, like, you could feel like you're finally seeing something now. It can be something that you weren't seeing before. This feels like something important. It's self-reflective, but it can see where you can be seeing where you were being like rigid or not open to something. But I think you're seeing the truth of that now. Like, I'm understanding like why I was feeling that way or why I was thinking that way, rather than that just being your like mode of operation. It looks like you've uncovered something really important. Whether this be like, I like understand why they've been acting like that, or I understand why I was acting like that, or like what was motivating that. It can be like that type of thing, or like why I wasn't open to that. So more than anything, just because I'm seeing what I'm seeing here, it looks like there may be something that you want to go do. I'm looking at Knight of Wands and Nine of Swords. So this can be like this thing looks so fun. Like I just want to, like I want to get up there and I want to do that, or I want to pursue that thing. So there's something where there's this part of you that's like, let's go in that direction. I want to express myself in that way. Or this thing, I feel like it's calling to me. But then to have Nine of Swords, it's like all of the reasons why I'm feeling like scared to do that, or nervous to do that, or like this could go wrong. And so it's like all of these thoughts coming up that may be like delaying you from actually doing this thing. I feel like there's something deep about like insecurities that are coming up for you, or anything in that vein of I don't want to be vulnerable, or I don't want to allow myself to be seen because then I'm going to be judged because I'm really judging myself. Like those types of things. So I'm seeing that that's something that I'm uncomfortable with, where I'm recognizing that I'm like not fully accepting myself in this place, or I'm really paying attention to like what other people are thinking, and my actions are motivated by my perceived opinions of other people, you know, like those types of things, that kind of stuff. So you can be getting to the point of being like, oh, that's what's really been holding me back here from doing this thing that I want. That's where all of these like scary thoughts are coming from, or these thoughts that just won't leave me alone. I'm understanding now. So I think there's just that thing that can be understood. And this can also be about another person too. Like, let's say you're having an interaction with someone and you're like, why are they so closed off? Or why, like, aren't they being like nice? Or why are they like talking to me like that? You know, like lots of different things that have to do with the type of behavior that feels like it's not unified. It can be something that feels like keeping someone at a distance, or keeping yourself at a distance from what you actually want to be doing, how you want to actually be like living your life, or something that you want to be getting into. And the thoughts that sort of keep someone away here from something that actually aligns with them. And this can be a moment too where you're realizing, oh, it wasn't my gut as far as my intuition that was holding me back. It was like my fear of criticism, or it was my fear of judgment, perceived criticism and judgment too. I think that there's this part of you that like wants to take action or feels inspired to do something, where there's like something that you feel within you that's like, let's do it like that, or go that way, or get into this thing, like that type of stuff. But I'm seeing, and it comes from a place of like motivation, inspiration, and creativity, because we have the wands here. But to have Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords, Five of Swords, these are like, I'm so stuck in my head that then I'm not going and doing something. And having Temperance here, it's like, how do you work with this part of yourself patiently, and by not judging it further? Because there's already like a lot of like judgment here, or a lot of thoughts that are creating more of a sense of separateness, where it seems like there's something that actually wants to be brought together instead. But it's kind of like a puzzle that's being figured out. So let's use an example. Maybe there's this part of you that really wants to like take up acting, or you really want to like, I don't know, write a book, or you want to create some type of platform, right? And there can be this part of you that's like, I want to do it, I want to do it, I want to do it. Every time I'm like looking and interacting with that, or seeing these things happen, or like other people doing those things, there's this part of me that's like, I wish that was me up there, or I wish I was doing that thing, or I'd be so good at that. Like whatever this is that's coming through for you, or like I have a story to tell, you know, or just something within me feels like it's calling me to go that way. You're now working with this part of yourself that's been like holding you back out of a sense of like, I'm protecting myself, or I wouldn't be good at that anyway, or that wouldn't work. So it's getting to this point of recognizing how your thoughts have been holding you back from this thing that actually like wants to be played out through you. And working with this part of you with like a sense of patience, because it's looking at this part of you that's concerned with its survival. And so recognizing why these thoughts and these feelings are coming up and what that's bringing up for you, and also how do you create that safe space for yourself, and also the equanimity as well, in like especially a mental way. So it's like when you're doing something and you hear like that critical voice coming up, or that judgmental voice coming up, it's learning how to mindfully care for that, rather than running away and not doing the thing because you're feeling triggered, or rather than like trying to push it away, you know, or do anything else with it. It's like actually recognizing, oh, this is happening right now, and sort of translating what that means, like why is that coming up, and what is it telling me, and where is this coming from, and then figuring out a way to accept that and rectify that if that's the approach that you want to take, and then be able to still work with that to get to this point where you're seeing things clearly, maybe from a more objective standpoint, rather than the subjective motivated standpoint of this part of your ego that's like, I'll just do anything to keep you safe. So it doesn't matter if you grow or not. If you just stay in this position, at least nobody will say anything about it, you know, like that part of yourself. Or I'm protecting you from like the potential of failing, you know, that type of thing. If that's the paradigm that you're working in. So temperance is like the way that you are slowly working that out. Not feeling like you need to rush to a conclusion either. Five of Swords and the Hierophant. This can be a part of you that feels like there's a right way and a wrong way. And it can be based off of just like what you're used to and what you're familiar with. But it can be this energy that's like, maybe I've been living my life in this way, and now I'm getting to a point where I'm questioning, is this really like in alignment with my highest good? Like maybe this keeps me safe, but at the same time, I don't feel like I'm growing now. Or why do I feel like I shouldn't be doing this? You know, there are these things that are coming up that are more like your philosophical beliefs, or like moral beliefs, or just stuff that you're used to, customs, things that are customary for you, or traditionally doing things in that way. And I think that you're looking for answers here of, like, if I believe in that, am I believing in a system that's actually like judgmental, that's like valuing in a way that I don't actually align with, you know? It's like looking into this, because the Hierophant is connected with like traditions, and it's connected with society. and it's connected with those like patterns that we find ourselves in, and things that you may have. It can be like programming even, that like you weren't thinking twice about, but now you're getting to a point where you're like, this is actually holding me back. Like at one point in time maybe I needed this as a guide, but now I'm getting to the point where I'm realizing that I think there's more wisdom to gain, and it may be found like outside of this in some way. So there can be like, see how this person is looking into something. This has to do all with your belief systems and what you give value to and how you value those things, what you do and don't give value to. So it's like your values, your value system, but especially from like belief systems and like moral, philosophical perspective. Because this is Taurus, like as opposed, which is connected with Venus, which is like your values, like what you give weight to and all of that. But this is more like a lifestyle type of thing, as opposed to like the Libran energy, which would be more like social justice type of things. So more like your interpersonal relationships. This is more like, how am I living my life and what am I doing and what am I like co-signing as well and putting my faith into. And having 5 of Swords can be something where you're like, I feel like that belief system may be like judgmental, you know, or I feel like that belief system is connected with actually a closed heart chakra. Because this energy is an energy where it's like, I'm taking care of myself here, and sometimes can be too at the expense of others, because it's like I just care about me and myself, so everybody else can like have to fend for themselves. So this is something I think that you're looking into, where it's like, if that's really aligned with like spirit or like my higher beliefs, how can that also be teaching like a sense of separateness as well, or any type of hierarchy that I actually don't align with? And how is that coming back to a place where I'm actually realizing that I'm judging myself or criticizing myself or like devaluing myself, thinking that I'm not good enough, you know, like all of these things. So how is my belief system actually keeping me closed off? And then you can feel like in some ways you're winning because you're keeping yourself safe, but it's like I'm not growing, and I also feel disconnected because of it too. And also too, like having Hierophant here and this card being a 5 and also 5 of Swords, it's conflict that's being worked out, and it can be because of a resistance of change as well. And Hierophant, because it's the earth sign, it can be like, I've been doing things in this way and I'm familiar with it. And then 5 of Swords can be like, I've been thinking in this way and I'm familiar with it. And then both of these things in searching, sort of like breaking yourself out of that. And Temperance and 9 of Swords is you looking at all of the fears and the thoughts that feel like weighing you down, where it's like, I'm scared of this and this is bringing up anxiety for me, or like, what if all these things go wrong, you know? It's like all of this stuff that you're scared of. Like, you see this person, they look terrified, but it's all just mental, you know? Like, nothing's technically happening on an external level. This is like on an internal level, like all of the volume that's going on in the radio station that you're tuned to mentally. And Temperance is like, how do I actually get a hold on this? How do I work with this? Because it's happening, right? So there's no ignoring it because it's happening. This is like, how do I acknowledge that? And then finding the power within that acknowledgement to do what you want with it. And finding answers too, because it seems as well like there's been continuous information coming your way as you've been working with this. And I think too, there's, to have Knight of Wands and to have 7 of Wands, there's something here that you want to do that is definitely motivated by inspiration. But 7 of Wands can be, maybe this is controversial, or maybe other people are going to question this, or maybe not everybody's going to agree with what I'm doing, or maybe I'm going to have to like stand up for this thing, you know? But it's something that feels true to you. It's something that feels authentic to you. So it's like, how do I express that, and how do I allow that to play itself out through me while also dealing with these controversial belief systems, these oppositional belief systems. And it's bringing you to a place where something is going to change. It feels very much like there's an evaluation that's happening here. I'm seeing Taurus and I'm seeing Sagittarius here. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I'd like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.